All right, peace and blessings by everybody. Peace and blessings. We back at y'all with another one. Refutations of all heresies, Hippolytus. This should be like another part five, part six. This is part one, regarding the Essenes. And I still even have more on the Ebion. Like we say, some people believe that the Essenes and Ebionites may have been a little different. Even if you look within, I look at them the same. Even looking within the book of Panarion of Salamasis, he has Nazarenes, Ebionim. He has very little to say on the Essene group. Just 13 the Jewish sects. It says originally there prevailed, chapter 13, originally there prevailed one usage amongst the Jews for one teacher was given unto them by God, namely Moses, and one law by this same Moses. And there was one part region in Mount Sinai for one God. It was who legislated for the Jews. But again, after they had crossed the Jordan and had inherited by the lot that was conquered, that conquered the country, they in various ways ran in the son of the law of God, each devising a different interpretation of the declarations made by God. In this way, they raised up for themselves a teacher. All right. You can also look at that in Deuteronomy chapter, I think 18, when he talks about them, how he's going to raise up a prophet for them. So again, raising up a teacher of many doctrines of heretical nature. They continue to advance into sectarian divisions. Now, there's the diversity of the Jews that I present a purpose to explain. But though for even a considerable time they have been rent in very numerous sections, I intend to elucidate the moral principle of them. Those who are a studious turn will easily become acquainted with the rest, for there is a division amongst them into three sects, and the adherents of the first of the Pharisees, with the second of the Sadducees, with the rest are Essenes. These practice a more devotional life, being filled with mutual love and being temperate, and they turn away from every act of inordinate desire, being averse even to the hearing of things of the sort. You heard that? Hearing of the things of the sort. So let me give you an example of what they mean by hearing of the things of the sort. I'll go to the Clementine Homilies, book 2, corruption of the law, chapter 38. All right, so it says, for the scriptures have joined to them many falsehoods against God on this account. The prophet Moses having the order of God delivered the law. All right, so they go to everything we just talked about with the explanation to certain chosen men, men of 70 number, in order that they might instruct such people as chose after a little the written law had added to a certain falsehoods contrary to the law of God, who made heaven and earth and all things in the wicked one having dared to work this for some righteous purpose. And this took place in the reason and judgment, that those might be convicted who would dare to listen to the things written against God, and those who through love towards him. Did you hear that? And this took place in reason and judgment, that those might be convicted who should dare to listen to those things written against God, and those who through the love of him should not only disbelieve the things spoken against him, but should not even endure to hear them at all, even that they should happen to be true, judging it much safer to incur danger with respect to religious faith than to live with an evil conscience on the account of blasphemous words. So when we go back up here again, it makes sense to everything they said. You know what I'm saying? Like it says, being averse even to hearing of the things of sorts. And they renounce matrimony, but they take the boys of others, and thus have an offspring begotten for them. And they lead these adopted children into an observance of their own peculiar customs. In this way, they bring them up and impel them to learn the sciences. They do not, however, forbid them to marry, though themselves refraining from matrimony. Women, however, even though they may be disposed to adhere to the same course of life, they do not admit as much as in no way whatsoever have they confidence in women. You hear that? They do not admit in as much as in no way whatsoever have they confidence in women. Peace and blessings. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Like I said, I'll be back with a part 2, 5 of willing. All right, this is Refutation of all heresies, book 9, Hippolytus. That was chapter 13. Peace and blessings.